and they show the camera be like 50,000 people in the audience, right? Right? Yasir Qadi, different brothers, you know what I'm saying? They got thousands of people they talk to. You see what I'm saying? All the time. This man ain't addressed nobody but us, but his slaves, his African American slaves. You don't see him addressing no Europeans, nobody in England, nobody giving no coupon, nobody in Pakistan. So he's a fraud. He was a fraud. What imam don't give a coupon? What imams you know of don't give coupons? There's no such thing. It's unheard of. This man was able to get away with that bull crap for all of these years, but they wasn't thinking. Black folks, man, we get so emotional. You know what I mean? We fall in love so fast with the wrong people. You know, somebody got to do is have a good rap. You know what I'm saying? For us. Here we go following them like some, you know what I mean, puppy dogs. Without thinking. Who is this man? Where he come from? What's his background? Who's his father? Who's his mother? You know what I'm saying? What was he like? Who's his teacher? You know, ask these questions. And he just come up there, I'm the Sultan Fitrah. You know, Allah sent me to the people to reform Islam. And, oh, yeah? Well, prove it. You know, ask these questions. Yeah, okay. And not only that, the man went into our home and took our wives from us. This man went into our homes, brother, and took our wives from underneath our eyes wide open. I need you to come over Pakistan, and I need you to do so and so and so. And guess what? You say, no, I don't want you to go. No. Sean Saab said I had to go. I mean, the man was pimping our wives and our daughters. And they singing love songs to this dude. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. No shake that people do that too right now. You see what I'm saying? The brothers might have a shake that they follow. You know, be different orders all over the world. They follow shake. That's okay. You know what I mean? But the man don't come into their home and order their wives all around. Do you know of anything like that? No.
See, and I'm going to
man literally pimping up and still pimping them, and they fighting for this dude. They willing to fight their brother over this fraud dude. Get mad at Hussein because he's speaking the truth. I mean, it's unbelievable. Okay, somebody come on then. 71 long puzzle say, I ain't got to show you nothing. It's like, what? Oh, my God.
See, and I'm going to say what I said, I'm going to say what I said on the record, because what I said, I wanted to be very, very, very clear. When I learned of him, this was back in 2001. This was when my brother-in-law and I were strong on really performing jihad for the reward of Allah. And, you know, when she came back and she said that he was a Sufi, and the Imam said, the problem with Sufi these days is that they allocate to their sheikh what he has no right to.
Exactly.
He said, how can he be responsible for all of the jihads around the world when Muslims are not themselves one body? It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly right.
That's number one. Number two, I said Allah does not send one who is not clear in the language of the people. I cannot understand what this man is saying.
Exactly.
The youth could not understand. He could not, but wait a minute. He could not relate to the youth.
Exactly right.
Hold on a minute. The next thing was, why is it that he cannot come over here? And of course, the truth will set you free.
Right.
Now we know why. Because of these, criminal offenses.
Exactly.
That they were all involved in. Hold on a minute. I'm not, so hold on just a second. Just allow me. Because I was asked yesterday by one of the Senegalese boys, to the effect, by one of the African brothers from Senegal. And he said, how did you manage to just watch this happen to your daughters? They all, even my wife is my daughter. You understand? Because you lead them in the salah.
Right.
From that perspective. So I said to him, they said it was a tariqah. I just thought it was a tariqah like other tariqahs we have, Muridi or Tijani. I said, but Muridi and Tijani, they can sit down and they can have conversation about their sheikhs. No problem. Civil. Right. They can discuss and they can actually reach a lot of things about what Allah said. No problem.
Right.
We're all Muslim at the end of the day. I said, but look, you can't even talk about this man that you believe to be your spiritual leader, your spiritual guide. He is not. But I'm saying, and here's the problem. Here's really the problem. People have a misunderstanding as to what it means to stand for the truth and what it means to reject it. People think that they can know that something is true, but as long as they themselves do not believe that it's true, then it's not true. They mean, in other words, they have their own truth, but it's not that true. It's not that truth that is the actual truth, but it's their own little truth. So when you get to a point where, again, you have fraudulent transactions going on, he cannot come over here. Why can't he come over here? You understand? This is not a model of Tariqa Sufiyas that I'm familiar with over 30 years ago. I went through the Tijanis, the Muridi, I went through them. I visited Lion at one point. I know, I lived among them. There is no way you're going to tell me that ordering assassinations of people, ordering bombings of this, that, and the other, dividing families, getting it to where your own daughters, they believe that they have a right not to discuss their beliefs with you. Like their beliefs, they're Muslim, but they have a special type of belief that they can't talk to you about it.
Oh my God.
This is the pure definition of, hold on a minute. This is a pure definition of falsehood.
Right.
Because Allah said, what is beyond the truth other than falsehood? So you know that something is true, but you say, wait a minute, that's your truth. It's not my truth. I want to go this way. And everybody who's involved are involved for some type of honor. They think that they're getting some type of honor. They belong to the cult, and the cult is increasing them in their honor. They're moving up in the ranks. They're becoming more popular in the Post or whatever news outlets that they have. So there's a lot of mention of them, honorable mention of them. Or they're in it because of the fact that someone who has that much honor says, you gotta stay in it with me. Maybe it's your own children saying, you gotta stay in it with me. Maybe it's your own parents saying, you gotta stay in it with me. Maybe it's what they consider one of their companions. You gotta stay in it with me. And that's not what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to strive for. You cannot bring Quran to justify anything that you have claimed.
Exactly right.
And so since you cannot bring the Quran, obviously the Quran itself refutes what is not of it. It is not of Quran. You can't tell me he has special knowledge, but he cannot recite Quran. I'm sorry. It does not work that way. It does not happen. And everybody who knows Quran and Qira'ah know that this man cannot recite Quran.
I know.
And so what exactly are you trying to defend? Next is all of these type of, requests that he has. Sisters in there singing to him and being approved of that. When do they ever sing to their own fathers? When do they ever sing to their own husbands? When do they ever sing to their own brothers? When do they ever put their hands out praying like that?
Exactly.
In front of any individual. Who are they praying to? You're praying to Allah Ta'ala because you're in front of... So the point is that the truth is too powerful for falsehood to interact with it.
Exactly right. That's why they don't want to come to the table.
And the reason behind that is Allah is the truth. Nothing that he descended upon us has anything to do with falsehood. People themselves choose other than the truth, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases them in their misguidance for that reason alone. For that reason alone.
There you go, right?
You understand what I'm saying? Think about it this way. Think about it. Think carefully about it this way. Right now, you and I can easily say that boys are being raised to be kids, big kids, boys. So they've been saying that there are no male role models in our Jamaat. They've been saying that.
Exactly.
Now it's at a point where you show clearly that you have a female leader now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wait a minute. It gets even better. Now it's been discovered that there was nothing more than fraud in your claims. It was nothing more than a fraudulent claim. Exactly. And you have documents and documents, video and video and video, content and content, that you actually conducted fraudulent activities ranging from all sorts of, you understand, insurances and so forth, and welfare and so on. So it's like, yeah, so you want us to say like, okay, he is still perfect in its perfect form, although we don't want our children. I'm not raising my sons, and I have no intention for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make them fools or raise them and allow them to be kids, big kids. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. We are raising our children to be the model of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And if you look at his military career alone, that's all that our youth need today. They need to understand and go through his military career. How he really did lead, how he really did spread the banner, and he raised the standards of the Muhajirin and the Ansar. Then we will understand something. We are not going to accept our own children to deny the truth while we are still alive. The decree of Allah has to come to pass for something other than this one. But we're not allowing that one.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Oh, just a minute. Yeah. Sorry.
So this is the reason why we said, and had we known, I did not know. Of course, when I remarried at that time, and for those who do not know, like when we divorced, she went for a second marriage. It failed in a very short period of time, and then she joined the Jamaat. She either joined Jamaat before that marriage or either way. But when I retook the reins of the family, then of course it was still oblivious to me. I thought that there is this just, the sheikh who is, a spiritual guide, quote unquote, just like any other tariqah. But after After you tell me that you have the greatest miracle sitting somewhere other than the Quran, I say to you, wait a second, you said too much.
Yeah, no, wait.
You said the greatest miracle of mankind is sitting somewhere. I'm sorry, it is sitting somewhere in New York, in unfinished building. Hold on a minute, I'm not done. But the Quran, you are not able to utter the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is this some kind of a joke?